Alright, so I still didn't set up the Linux server or the FreeBSD server for ribbit, so I'm just going to go back and start playing with this again. But I want to try something a little bit different. Oh, and I didn't even install, well, yeah, next. Maybe I should have been in my other username right now like I wanted to try to show you this browser that's written in Common Lisp. But I can show it to you, and maybe I'll try to get it set up, because I don't think it's easy. Well, maybe I should go over that too at some point, but I don't know about this video. But it's the Nix browser, and like if I was on Linux right now, well, Nix browser, and then let's say, what's the other one I want to try out? Stump WM. So this is a Common Lisp window manager. I used to use it for a while, for about a year, a long time ago, just because I was more learning Emacs stuff rather than Common Lisp really, but I still played with it a little bit. So you run this window manager, and it's like running a, kind of like what I was trying to do when I was trying to export that earlier, or save that image out. And I didn't want it to be an exe, that's why I wasn't choosing the executable one or whatever, but I was just trying to do something. So maybe I can try to figure this out now, but if I was to have Stump WM, which I can probably put under this WSL and run it, it's just going to run slow. But maybe we can try that out, but I haven't run that on ribbit either, so the other guy set up for that too. So maybe I'll just try to set it all up for this guy. In Nix browser, there's no Windows version of it, so what I was doing is just running it through that Ubuntu, but it's kind of slow, and so I don't really like surfing the internet in slow motion, so I just kind of ditched it. Whenever I get my new machine, I'll just do a dual boot with Windows and Linux, and that way I can get around on both OSs. And I was thinking I wanted to get a new computer for this, but I also need to get a job sometime and maybe get a remote one. But if my laptop can't do this, I probably can't use this laptop for a remote job and be dependable. So I guess I need to get a new computer no matter what. So when I do, I'll dual boot it, and just show like Common Lisp development on Windows and Common Lisp development on Linux, and then ribbitface.com's on the Linux server, and then I have a FreeBSD server that's been around for, I don't know, like probably like 18 years or something, maybe, I don't know. It's just my personal server, so maybe at some point I'll install like or create a user for ribbitface to go in there too. So this is a browser, Common Lisp, you can control it. It has all kinds of cool stuff. Like you always wanted like fuzzy completion in my everywhere, and so you have fuzzy completion in tabs, but I think you have fuzzy completion in the text documents everywhere. Link hinting, kind of like if you ever used Vimperator. There were some other old ones. Oozlebee or something like that. I can't remember the name of that one. I don't even think it had tabs, but you had this other program called Tab, and then you run that, and then run Oozlebee with that, and then it gives it tabs or something. And there was one called DWB. I want to say before that was LuaKit. And then after those two, I don't know, there's some here and there. There was one called Cute Browser that I liked a lot. Did some automation and how to use that at one point. Maybe I'll go over that at some time. And then a long time ago, at some point, Firefox, Mozilla and stuff updated the way their plugins work. So I think they were called like NAPI or NAPI or something, maybe. I can't really remember all this stuff. But it's called Conqueror. It's not the KDE, because Conqueror, I want to say that KDE has one maybe. So there's their browser, but there was another one, I think it's older. Conqueror, maybe. It's just spelled weird. Conqueror browser, come on. Conqueror. Can I spell Conqueror this way? Oops. It is Conqueror browser. No. Missing the N for one. And maybe it was spelled like K here. Certainly wasn't spelled that way though. It wasn't open source, was it? No, it wasn't. No, this is the K one. That's KDE. Let me try to spell this again. Conqueror browser. Oh, this is why. So it's Conqueror. Let me spell this so I do get it right. Conqueror. about this. And I want to say this was that it was using Zool. Let me see if this is the right one. Yeah, so this was like a toolkit for writing graphical environments, and you can put your shortcuts and all this stuff. So it was kind of Emacs-ish. Stump WM's kind of Emacs-ish. So if you don't like Emacs keys, you probably don't want to mess with this tiling window manager. It's kind of like i3, I guess. Or, I don't know, there's a bunch of these tiling window managers now. Monad, Xmonad, or there was another one that was like Python heavy, I think. It was called like, I'm gonna say like binary, binary window manager, binary space window manager, BSWM maybe, or something like that. But I just usually used i3. Maybe before that, or at the same time, on the desktop, I was using Monad and i3. And then I want to say I switched one of them over for a year and ran Stump WM. I didn't really know like nothing about Common Lisp too much back then, but I did play with it. But the thing that I'm trying to talk about is, if I'm running Stump WM, since it's Common Lisp, it's running an image, kind of like what I was trying to do earlier. And then I could use Slime and connect to that, and then control. No, I guess like you have your commands and your stuff, and your little command window you can open up and type Lisp commands in or whatever, make Stump WM do stuff. But it's just kind of awkward whenever you have something like Emacs. So open up Emacs, open up Slime, and then come over here in this REPL for Stump WM, and then run like a Slink, or in the case back then it would have been a Slime and Swank, so you'd run a Swank server. Then you'd come to Emacs and you'd do like a Slime connect to Swank. So you'd say, you came over here in this image and opened the ports up and ran a Swank server. And then from Emacs you would connect to it and you can control this from Emacs like we've been doing with code. It's the same thing with those Nix browsers, so this is really neat. That's what I was trying to say earlier in one of these videos. I don't know if I ever uploaded that one. But it's like real cool time to be messing with Common Lisp, I think. Because this is a new keyboard-driven browser that you can control everything. From here, it's going to be running a Lisp REPL. You can connect to it and then control it. But you can also control it from inside the browser and stuff. So anyway, I'll go over these two at some point whenever I have either the next box I'll buy, or run it through WSL, through this Ubuntu thing that I was playing with earlier. So now what I'm going to try to do, because I think I left that running, so maybe SBCL and RL wrap and everything's over here that like I want it. So I'll go to ribbit face, let's say, and then run tmux. I don't have anything running, so anyway, this is a cool browser. And hopefully that Next, it used to be called Next, but I think it was called Next browser for a while. So if you're looking for YouTube videos, you might look for that also. But there's also some stupid, I don't know if it's stupid, I never looked at it, but some smartphone browser called Next that some people came out with. I don't know who was doing it first or whatever, but they switched the name over to Next. So you might have to use like Common Lisp Next or Common Lisp Next. So maybe like this. If I was in Google, I don't know about here. I say next browser. So it's getting next, and see it's next. So I guess I can use that key like that too. So I guess I'll try to go back and do what I was trying to do earlier. But this time I want to do a little bit different. I think I was having trouble because I was starting up my SBCL with Slime and everything starting and connected together. And I don't know, it kept creating the multiple REPLs and none of the stuff was working out. Plus I was on the Windows side, so I'll try it on like this if it works, and maybe I can try it on the Windows side like this, and maybe it'll work. And I can get the SBCL on Windows to dump the stuff. So what we'll do here is, let me use that RL wrap I went over I think in a video already. Just lets me be less ugly in a SBCL command line. And this is why I want to use Emacs rather than this thing, because it's kind of ugly to type around in here. But we're going to just come over here and try to put rat girl. This time I'm going to create a variable. Last time, remember, I never actually created a variable. Maybe I'll show that first. So let me say, we said setf get. Remember, there's no rat girl yet. Do I have to put this here? I don't remember. HP, I'm going to put that at 30. And so if I say rat girl, she doesn't exist because that's not a variable. I was just setting, you see in here, like, I don't know. Oh, I think I want to hit A like this. colon A and colon Q. I don't know. I guess it's telling me right here what to do, but you can fit 3 or whatever. And this colon A, I think, just makes it jump to that one maybe. So we can describe that, I guess. So describe rat girl. Do I have to put a quote there? Jeez, I can already forget this stuff. So let me make sure I'm recording because I don't even know. Okay. So here we have this little rat girl thing, right? So now what I want to do is this what I want to do? Yes. First thing I want to do is try to dump that. Last time I was going real fast reading some of this stuff and maybe I was missing it. So, I don't know, maybe I'll just use this Look Smart, and if I can't find it there, I'll go to Google real quick. So, what were we talking about? I think that thing was called Trivial Dump Core. I kept spelling it backwards. Trivial Core Dump earlier, I think. And then SBCL. Maybe just not worry about Slime and Emacs for this moment. And here's one of the pages that I was at earlier. I'm not getting them all the same. And this was one way to do it. Should I just go through this one and see if it works? Because I think I saw another one that I didn't try. Proper way to save a... This is the guy who was talking, right, at one point. And people were telling him stuff. But what I want to see over here is this the one that Rainer was on? And he didn't say, no, you're doing it wrong, right here, right? He says, describe the problem better, but just maybe this guy's code. So he's doing something different than I was trying to do. I was trying to use that library, I guess. So maybe I'll try that too, but let's just try this one too. Because the other one did work in the end. I did get it to work. It's just after I dumped it, I couldn't load it. So I'm going to try to be outside of Emacs and outside of Slime and Swing for the moment. And then I'll try to show how you could connect to this if this was the web browser or the window manager. So now we'll run this code right here. I think if I just come over here and copy something, and then come over here and right click, it'll paste it for me. Because sometimes like the Control V and all these things aren't connected together. So I'm going to want to call it core, and I think I'm in ribbit home folder. So what will we call this? We'll call it ribbit.sbcl maybe. Oh man, I don't know where I got these from. So hopefully it doesn't crash. Does it tell me how to? It's not telling me how to load it because there was a library trivial dump where it was telling me how to load it once I was done. And so this guy's saying he's just doing this afterwards. Let me just try what he's doing. So now I guess I would say SBCL -- core. And then I called it ribbit.sbcl, I think. And so theoretically I saved an image sitting there. Now I'm going to load it back up, which means rat girl should be here. And she's not there, right? Because she's not a variable. Describe. Well, we could do it this way though, right? Because we know to say get rat girl. I think I made a HP for her. And so it came back with 30 right here, right? So that's working. So if I say describe, I want to say describe rat girl, I guess. I think I misspelled something. Describe rat girl. And so here, she's that P list right there. And notice right here, she doesn't have it doesn't really have a name yet, right? I call rat girl. It's going to say what? If I call rat girl like this, it's just going to return rat girl. So now that I have that describe right here, you can see describe rat girl. It's got this symbol right here, but it's not a like special variable or whatever. So I can also say def var. I'm not going to put earmuffs. That way it has the same name here. And I'm going to say rat girl. And I don't think this will clobber anything, but let's see. Def var rat girl. I'll just put meow right here maybe. Now, what I'm thinking is going to happen is all this stuff's going to stay the same, except for in here it's going to add the special variable rat girl with a value of meow. So if we say describe, I think I have to do it like this. And then yeah, so it's pretty much just adding this piece in here. So now we could go ahead and start adding the stuff and save it and exit with this right here, I guess. But working in this RL rep is kind of annoying, right? So since I'm in tmux, this little green bar, I'm gonna hit Control B, C. Oops, I'm in the wrong window. It's a bookmark. So Control B, C. This is gonna open up another window, and I can see the other one over here. Control B, L takes me to the last window. Control B, L, back and forth. Now I can try to, I installed Emacs too, so over here on the Linux side. And I want to say, okay, what I want to do is connect from here to here, because this one's not in Emacs. But I want to connect from here, because if I use Slime to connect over that image over there, I guess, then I could connect to it and disconnect to it, and then like not have to worry about having this multiple REPL thing that Slime and Sly or whatever we're messing with. But to be able to connect over there, if I was using Sly, I'd have to use Slink. But since I'm using Slime for the moment, because I just think it's more popular. It's been around longer. Maybe over the past, more people use this. 4 years ago, Slime might not be around. I don't know if it's new or how new it is, but it's newer than Slime, right? So I'm gonna just try to use Slime because there's probably more people talking about it. And now what I want to try to do is say, like, I don't even need to open up a new window, I don't think. I want to keep that one open. And this is another way we can try. That's the way I was trying to do it earlier. Now that we're using Linux and can do it. And then we can try later maybe and see if it works on Windows too. Now that I'm actually getting it to work. But here I want to say, like, SBCL. No, is that what I want to do? I already loaded it. Right? I don't think that's the issue because I'm just going to run it. So what's the issue here? Swink. So like Swink server and SBCL maybe. Setting up a Swink, the RIP tutorial. I don't know if I came across this since I've been making videos, but we can see. What they want to do is SSH to the local machine. Swink create server, the default port is automatically going to do that. Maybe that's what I have to do. It's just this right here, and it's going to be the default port. And maybe there's a way to like give it a port or something. I don't want the connection to close either. I don't know if there's like a. I wonder if someone. Here's that Kamuckle or something I saw right there. I think this is what SBCL used to like. It's derived from it. So this is like older, 2013ish. I think is last time I saw the updated stuff. I haven't kept up with stuff though. So, and then maybe someone's doing this with Stump WM already, or Next, or Next browser, since Next is. Can I even do this in this browser or this search engine? I don't know. Controlling Emacs through Stump WM command. So that's backwards, right? I was trying to say like control Stump WM through Emacs, but I guess you can do it the other way around too. Fearless. Does he got the port on here? I'm just trying to see if I can change the port so it's not the default one, but I guess it don't matter. So here we go. Here's something else kind of looking for. Just give me some more options to mess with. And I guess I got to type these dumb things out maybe. I don't know how it's going to want me to copy and paste. Actually, we can go like this. Just so it doesn't freak out, maybe. If I was in Emacs, it wouldn't matter, but because I'm in this stupid RL ref and SBCL, maybe I can go like this. And if I come over here and I go like this, now it's all in one line. There's no funky new lines from whatever might have been in there. I don't think I need Notepad anymore. So if I come over here, well, maybe I wanted to keep that command actually. Darn. Maybe I should have left it open. So now what we're trying to do here is we're inside the straight up SBCL without Emacs. And so what I want to do is connect to it from Emacs in this other window. So I'm going to create a Swank server. So Swank create server port. I wanted to change the port, right? But I don't want to like hit the back arrow keys because I already pasted it. I should have done it in Notepad. So style Swank. And I can paste stuff right here sometimes just so it's there later. And if I don't, if I just leave that back there, then it'll be there if I hit Windows R again. So it's just the way sometimes. Sometimes I put stuff in a URL, but if I put it up here, like maybe the search engines or something's like doing stuff in the background, looking for stuff or something. Not that Windows doesn't do stuff like that right here too, but it's less likely anyway. Or more likely, at least it's Microsoft, because I already have all my crap anyway, probably. So now I want to say like over here, Swank create server port 404 style Swank communication. So man, so this guy's talking about Swank, and I want to use the Swank is slime, because Slink is okay. That's what I want. I want to use slime. So style Swank server communication style, don't close true. So come over here and hit enter. Did it do anything? Oh crap. True. Debugger invoked. Okay, so I gotta come over here and hit A. And I think it's crying because I don't have Swank loaded in here, right? So I did put quick Lisp in the inet path or whatever, so I should just be able to come over here and say quick load, right? Swank, I want to say. I just load Swank. Now if I was to redo that command somehow, can I just, okay, so come over here, Windows R, Control C, come back over here, and what I'm going to do is just right click, right? Is that what I did earlier? No, it's not working. There we go. Okay, so now Swank's there, 404. I should have changed this port to what I wanted to. A lot of times I'll just say 4096 right here for a port I can remember that I randomly picked. It's not really just random if I remember it. So now what I should be able to do is just go to Emacs window, right, and connect to 404. So how would I do this? Slime, and then like normally I was just typing slime and it starts the REPL up, right? But instead of telling it, if you don't give it tell it what to connect to, it's going to start one. But since there's already one running, I just want Sly to, and this is running on localhost because I'm inside the Linux side of localhost. So all this is on the localhost, not Linux side. So I hit enter, and I want to say it was 4, right? So now, theoretically, if I was over here, we made a rat girl up here somewhere. I can't see it anymore. But I don't know if I can type in both of these. Sometimes I'll just put +11 or 12 or something here, see if my rep is still working, and it is. So we can say describe rat girl, let's say. And then we have that stuff we saw. So if I come over here, I should just be able to call rat girl because we made her a regular variable now. A special variable, a global variable. And see, there it is. So if I say describe rat girl, and then now we can see all that information. So I could even, now I don't have to be in this RL rep SBCL stuff on this side. I can just leave that open, and then I'll just connect to it. And then now I could go ahead and try to like do some more of that stuff I had before. So say get rat girl. Man, the old keyboard I had was so old the escape key didn't exist, and the space, like the space key, you had to put it, like you couldn't push on the side. You had to like push in a certain spot for the space keys to work, and for it to work. So I got lazy kind of. So a lot of times I rest my hands on the keys or I'm pushing them down, and now I got this mechanical keyboard. So and we want to give her strength. That's what we did last time and gave it to 5, let's say. Now we should be able to see it on the other side because we already saw we're communicating, because we're actually inside that other Lisp REPL right now, sitting over here. And I don't know, we had some kind of lambda function in there, if I can remember how to do that, where she attacked herself or something. I don't know if I want to try to do that one again, but see how hard it is. So what were we doing? We were attacking ourselves. So we said like, I want to say I just had a lambda sitting there and stuffed it inside there too. So lambda, and then what are we going to do here? Attack. How do I do that? I don't have to name it though. If it's a attack self, you don't give it a name. So I did call it attack self, I think, and then call the other one suicide or something. So let me just say lambda, and then attack. Could make it more generic maybe this time. So attack someone, not just a self. And you put who you're attacking or something, but let's just use it like this. Attack self, and then we're gonna say set f get rat girl. Oops. Get rat girl HP, and then so I'm going to set this to B, right? And we're just going to say a minus sign here, and maybe type the same thing. Get rat girl HP minus get rat girl STR. Let's say. So it didn't like something in there. Attack self is defined but never used. So maybe I don't need anything in there. Because she's going to attack herself, so this is irrelevant. I don't need a parameter in there probably. I don't remember what I did last time. Okay, so... You know, I'm being goofy putting this lambda in. We already know it works. I should just define a function, but maybe I could define a function too and throw it in here. That's named, like a named function. Maybe this time we'll put the suicide inside her too, and somehow we'll call the suicide on her. So I want to say, I guess to make sure this works, we could say like get rat girl HP. And see, now this is from now on I'm just going to write, after this video I'll probably start writing stuff in source code, but I just wanted to see how we could save this image and come back and close it and come back, or just leave it running and come back and connect to it. So get rat girl HP is 30, and so if we called this function that we made over here and gave it a, just made it call, because I think it already knows everything, right? So should say, yeah, so it's actually modifying that. And then now what we had to do is take it out of those, take it out of there, and say set f. Set f get rat girl. Oh, here's maybe where I call it attack self. Attack self. I don't think it exists yet, right? So I have to put that there, I think. I'm not going to try to format her. I guess I could try, but I think that's all I have to do. Set F get right? That's all it is, I think. I don't know if these are connected. I needed one more. Guess I don't have pair edit on, huh? And so maybe pair edit's on here. I don't think so. Par edit. So I think this is easy to install. So if I just say Alt X package install, because I already got Melpa sitting here, and it might even be an Elpa too. And what was it called? Par edit. Now theoretically I can just run it. And then, okay, so now I say describe rat girl, let's say. And then she's got that stuff inside there. So now I could, let's say, now that I've been messing with let's just say with slime, what I want to do, and maybe I can come over here and not worry about this, but I'm just going to disconnect. So now I can say slime disconnect, right? And then now we should be over here. Our repo's still working. So what was that command? I think it was like save Lisp and die or something that dude was using. Save Lisp and die. Well, that's pretty easy to remember. So save Lisp and die, and the jacked up REPL over here. We give it a name. I'm just gonna kind of write over itself. It's gonna be weird, but let's just see if all that stuff added. What I'm gonna try to do is just write over itself. You probably want to not do that, but I just want to see if it, like, can I even do that or whatever. I don't have like ribbit. What did I call this thing? Got SBCL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I don't mind doing, but I'm still like testing stuff, so we'll see what happens. Save Lisp and die. Cannot save cord, multiple threads running. Well, that sucks. So what if I say save Lisp, and I don't know why there's multiple ones running all of a sudden, because maybe because I connected. Did I do it? I did do the slime disconnect though, right? Go like that, yeah. So I think that should be cool. Control BX, because I'm not in Tmux. No, I don't want to kill nothing. Control BL, sorry. And then I'm gonna rename it something else maybe. Wait, let me make sure this isn't dead. You didn't die, did you? Okay. Which Rat should still be in here with all the new stuff, I guess. I can check that real quick. So yeah. And so ribbit o2.sbcl. Oh, it just doesn't like this. Swank Sentinel running. Thread Swank 404 running. Maybe I gotta kill Swank, maybe? Is that what's going on? Oh, there's gotta be a better way to do this, but at least it's working now. Swank server stop. I thought I saw that on one of those. When I was scrolling in here, was it the Stump WM one maybe? Or maybe this guy has it. Connect. So if it's Swank create server, maybe it's Swank stop server. But I want to say I saw on one of these pages just now when I was scrolling. Ugh. Not on that one. Not on that one. Stop. And then one last time on this one. Stop. So let's just try that command. Unfortunately, we don't have tab completion. So what was it? Swank create server. So maybe stop server. Nope. Defund stop server. Stop running server. What's it saying? Invalid number of arguments. Oh. So I gotta tell it which one? 404? It's port 4404004. Alright. Maybe I closed the Stump WM one that I was talking about. So if I go back, Control F, and then stop, Control F, Swank. I don't know where I read that. So maybe it was servers what I should be looking for, maybe. So let's just see if I can Google that real quick. If not, at least it's working. It just stopped working when I connected to it, I guess. What if I close out of the Emacs too, though? I don't think it's not connected, so it shouldn't matter anymore, right? But let's just try it. So that's closed now. I'll try it now then. Jeez, I have to type that again. No, didn't want to do that either. Swank's running. So it's saying Swank 404 and Swank Sentinel running. And I don't know like how to get to those guys. I could just say like stop Swank server. Swank stop server. 404. Okay, so I can just give it the port number, which is showing right here. So I wonder if I can just say stop Sentinel and that one will stop running too if there's another one. Because I don't think I want Swank running right now. If I say Swank stop server, or is it 4004? I'm going to say like no would be false and anything else is true. So since it says 1, maybe this one's 0. So now if I try this again, maybe it's still going to fail. Because it might have two swings running there. It says one sentinel. Oh, look at that. And this time I named it core. So now if I, like I'm out of here, let's say, let's just exit out of here. And then if I was to come over here and exit out of here, and come over here and exit out of here, and come over here and exit out of here, and then I was to reboot my machine, and then I start, you know, I guess I should remember what I typed over here. So I should be saving this in a note file, but I'm going to do this again just so I have to remember it better, and then I'll save it that time. If I go back and reboot Ubuntu, let's say, I don't think it actually is rebooting it, but maybe it does. Maybe it's just a container or something sitting there. So I'll say ribbit face, and then tmugs. There's not one there because I closed everything, right? So just tmugs to create a new one. Then now, so I called that one just core, I think. So, did I call it my core? I don't remember calling it my, oh, I just called it core, so it's this one. And then what happened? So here I should be able to say SBCL, core. Then now if I describe rat girl, she's there. So this is a way that I could sit here and just type all this code in. So maybe I'll just leave this running in every once in a while. I'll come into this image and type stuff in. But for now, for a while, I want to go back, or because I haven't done it, is start writing the source code, show how to load that stuff in there. Then maybe every once in a while when I want to goof off, I'll mess with rat girl or something. Try to make it into a little game or something. And never save the source code, basically. And since I'm not inside whatever it's called, Sly, I can't go around and look at stuff. But maybe there's a way to actually try to see the source code of this. So if I was to go back over here, well, I had to start Swank over here. So I gotta, what do we say? Swank, I think it was server, oh, here it is. Is it over here? I can actually cheat. But if you see, I was typing it wrong. Because I was saying server start and it's create server. Maybe I should type it out so I can remember that next time. Create server. And since this doesn't have no tab completion, I have to type it out if I do it this way. And this time I'll give it the port number I wanted to give it to last time. And then say style. Swank. And I guess right here it'd be Slink or something, right? If I was using Slink and Sly, but I don't want to get all confused right now going between the two. And I want to say, like, nowadays Slime wants to be stable and Sly wants to be like fancy and stuff, so there's more documentation on this probably at the moment with Slime and Swank. So now I started that up. I don't even know why I was doing this, but I wanted to do something else, right? Connect back in here, maybe start playing around. I don't know what I was talking about. But we could start, you know, what was I want to do in here? I don't know, it doesn't matter because I already did what I want to do. That's all I cared about doing in this video. For some reason I was coming over here. Maybe I'll remember if I start messing with it. So once again, well, what did we do last time? All we had to do is say slime connect, I think. And then localhost. And 4096 is what I put. And then I'm back in there, so rat girl exists. So I can say like get rat girl HP or strength even now. Or that function, what was it called? Get rat girl was attack self maybe. There's that function sitting there. And now she can actually be called because we still have that variable name too. And I guess I could at some point go back and redo that loop and make her commit suicide again. But now what I could do though, maybe this is what I was trying to do, is I had some ribbit face notes, but they were in the Windows side. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other notes in Emacs. Do I have Emacs open? No. So I can run this in Emacs, let's say, and I'll take my notes over here. So that way, like, because over there I'm in the command line, so I'm not in the GUI on this side. I'm in the command line. Could I show that? Maybe if I got out of here, if I quit out of this Emacs, or I could start the other Emacs. Maybe I can start another Emacs. Oh, but I don't have all that port forwarding set up for that, I don't think. I could try it, though. It's set up for the other guy, so I don't know what's going to happen. So that was in progs, I think. And then if I came over here, there's this. I don't know the real name of it, but VCX. It's a VCX server. You can see it right here. I'm going to just look right there when it pops back up, and it says VCX serve. And this is just, I don't even know if the one I'm using for my other guy, but I'll try to run this and see what happens. So it should be running right here. What this should theoretically let me do is now, if I was back in this window, one of these windows, if I typed Emacs, if I say -NW, it's going to open up Emacs in command line mode, right? But this one, if this works, maybe I can show Nix, but Nix is on my other guy. Maybe I can find it in the other guy's home folder or something. Oh, I don't know how these images are separated. If I say like whack WSL $, is there 2 Ubuntus or 1? So maybe both of my users are in the same thing. But now if I type Emacs, if it's set up correctly, it would pop up Emacs, and it's not. So it might be running somewhere. But this is like set up for another dude. And I didn't see the new Emacs open up. But once I get that set up, I'll be able to run like the commands from there. Oh. So it's not seeing the X server running. That's because it's this. I have to have like a home folder thing. I don't know. Like, what if I went my other dude and install his? I probably need to exit this though. Ooh, microphone. That's not what I'm trying to do. Reload this. I don't have one of those. That's probably why it's not doing anything. It's like kind of tacky how it covers up that screen. Do I even want to mess with this? Do I even know where that guy's folder is? Yeah, I don't think I want to go for this real quick. I can show that in some other video. Whenever I sit down and try to set some of this ribbit face dude stuff up. I just kind of want to do this all on the new computer, but maybe it's going to take too long to get one. So anyway, there's Stump WM. Oh, I wanted to copy that, right? That's what I was trying to do. So here we had Control X F. And if I go back, now I just clobbered my stuff, so it's not in here anymore either. But you know, like this, you might be able to do like Control Z in here. No, can't. So find file. I don't want to find file also. Maybe I want to switch directories too in case I keep doing stuff. So we're going to go to C, where is it? Users, ribbit, learn, Lisp maybe. And then if I said Control XF in here, I think there's an org file. Was there not an org file in here? Not the one I want. Lisp Vid 03, was that what I was just using? So yeah, so here we could say like swank, and then maybe start swank server from SBCL. It doesn't matter which one probably. And then now if I come back over here, I don't know if any of them windows are still open. I want to copy that dude's command too. Since the dude it was. And it's right here. It's this command. And then so swank. And then right here I'll say like dump SBCL image. Now, here I'm not doing an executable. I'm having to run that stuff in SBCL, but you can also save an executable. So maybe in the next video I'll try to do that where you just save it as an executable. And then right here is even maybe a dude saying how to do it. Now here's another way. Well, this is the same thing. Save listen die. He's saying core is probably the file name. Compression T. This compresses it, I guess. Uncompresses it when it runs, maybe. And then this top level, what I want to say is this is like a main function in C or something that's just going to run. So if I was to say this, whenever I boot it up, I bet you it says hello world. So, and then executable true, maybe that's all I have to do. So maybe we could try that right now, and you can just double click that image like I tried to do before. Well, see, once again, I'm doing that in Linux and not inside Windows though. But maybe we could try this because I don't think I use this one either. So I'll try that in the Windows side maybe. So dump SBCL image and then reload it. And this is another one to try. Maybe I'll try and see if it works before I put it in there. This is how we run it. So instead of naming that core, I'm going to say like ribbit.sbcl. And then that way when I come over here, I'll just go like this. And then ribbit.sbcl is how I load that, I think. Do I want to try to make an executable one? Well, I don't even know if this will work on the Windows side. Because I didn't try like to go in there and run it from just inside SBCL, I don't think. I guess I could try that real quick. And maybe I'll just do that from DOS just to... The only thing is like this SBCL could be the mean one. Because I have another Emacs and probably another SBCL that's not in the Windows one and not like in the normal Windows stuff, right? So I'll also go to the C drive maybe. I want to say it's like MSys or something, but MSys 64 maybe. And so then inside here, this is like how I install some Linux tools. Kind of like, I don't know, there used to be a program called Sigewin or Sigewin or whatever, how you pronounce it. I always call it Sigewin, so. But, and then here, maybe there's like a SBCL or something. Is there an Emacs in here? Yeah. So maybe I don't have SBCL installed in here. And then to run this, like, I would use like, I think I have another, I'll go back to that. That's not in my path though, that's why it's not working, so I have to go back over here maybe. C progs. I didn't want to put this in his path because I just wanted to show how to put it in a path. So 32-bit, and this is like the system it runs on, and this would probably be the 64-bit one, right? And now, this probably has a bunch of stuff to update, but since I'm not installing anything, maybe. So now this is kind of like, instead of using Windows Linux subsystem, I'm using some, and actually I'll just update it right now. It'll take a while, but we can just get out of here just because now it's using like Arch Linux uses Pac-Man. I guess they like ported this over. And so this, I think, is kind of like porting all this over. Kind of like on Linux, they have Wine that lets you run Windows stuff. This is like something they made to like run Linux stuff. So over here, I can come over here and run Linux commands. And notice right here, it's not really updating any of the Linux utilities. So this means I have to run Pac-Man again. Because all this is going to do is update the environment that I'm in that's pretending to be Linux, I guess. But it's not pretending to be Linux in the way that it's using Linux. Like the WSL is trying to use Linux as Linux or something in some Ubuntu thing. This is actually using like Windows drivers and stuff. So I was messing with people's game engines or something in Common Lisp. Oh, there's all kinds of junk you had to install. And I don't know how to do it in Windows. So I always would use Sigewin in the past, but I haven't been in Windows for so long that this right here is really good now. And maybe back then it was too, but when I was getting into this stuff, they had all kinds of different tools trying to give you Unix tools on Windows. And I don't even know if this probably is old though, but I don't know. I don't know if like which one's first. And I found this one, and so far I like it. It's like they're both. It's kind of slow, and Sigewin's slow. It's probably even slower than the WSL, but this lets me do stuff on the Windows side that I might not be able to do. Maybe if I have like a Visual Studio and all that kind of stuff, you could get around. But some of the people might not have ported it to that either. And I saw some stuff I wanted to try, but you had to use Visual Studio, and I just didn't want to get into all that stuff. Until like I really want to run that thing. So now if I run Pac-Man again, let's say, this time it should update the actual stuff, and it didn't. I guess there was nothing to update, which is kind of strange. A lot of times when it updates all that, it makes me. Oh no, this isn't. I didn't have to do the MSys. This is just. I didn't notice that. I was seeing this, but notice this is actually installing some of the Linux stuff. If it would have had to update the other one, it would tell me to like restart this, and then I could run Pacman again. But I don't have to worry about that. So now I don't want to necessarily, because now if I type Emacs in here, right? Here's another Emacs I have, and this Emacs is not running the Windows Emacs, and it's not running the Linux Emacs. It's running this Ming W64 version of it, and then there's 32-bit ones too. So if the package isn't 64-bit or something, you can go run the 32-bit one. So it's just another like little environment to run around in. And that's why sometimes when I'm in DOS or something, I didn't want to install SBCL at that moment, because then I don't, like, which SBCL am I going to be running? Which Emacs am I running? Am I running which one of these like Emacs am I running type of deal? And then I have Portical too. So anyway, so this is a way to get around, and you could like probably like if I wanted to look for SBCL, let's say Pacman minus SS, I think. So and then I put SBCL, and then so it didn't even find it. I wonder if it has Pacman minus SS Clisp. Nope. Oh, Pacman minus S. Awk? Like, am I doing this wrong? There, so Gawk and Knock. So I guess it doesn't have those in there. But maybe you can add all this. I could come over here and compile it though, right? Because it's like a environment to compile stuff and stuff like that. So I could probably like GCC in here, and I have no files or whatever, but it's there. I don't think that there's anything else to talk in there because it'd just get confusing probably. What else? Nothing in here matters, I guess. So whenever I'm sometimes digging around wondering which thing am I in when I'm inside here. So I guess I kind of wanted to see if I could run SBCL from here. So what if I said, I wonder what it's going to export to, whatever folder I'm in. So if I'm in the DOS side, let's say, and I cd into cd-learn maybe, and I don't think I have any of them in here. Oh, these are the ones that didn't work. So I want to run SBCL in here. Hopefully it'll export this stuff out. Then I'll say def var cat dog, and so that should be in there if I say cat. So now if I come over here to the Windows, am I already running that stuff though, I wonder? Do I have a REPL open? It doesn't look like I do. I think that was the Linux one though, right? So I don't even know if I have Slime on here. I don't. I don't like to have them both over here because they conflict with each other. Whenever I run the other one, it'll say that. But maybe I could run the other Emacs that was inside the other one. Or, I have Portical, right? This is what Portical's for. I almost forgot. So yeah, Portical. Oh, but it's going to want to start up right away. That's cool. I don't think it matters. I have to type port because I changed it. So now, well, for this one I have to wait for the window to load. And it usually doesn't load because I see the green bar down here. So I just have to always fix the Portical window for some reason. The Linux one's really bad. Doing on the X server for Windows anyway. So now I want to say, like, I'm inside here, but I want to disconnect. So I want to quit, right? So now I'm not in Slime. And now I want to say that I have to actually go back over here. I don't know if Quick Lisp is even in here. Hopefully it's in. It is. If it's the Windows one. Quick Lisp. And I think I had to say, like, quick load. QL quick load. And swank. And so now, what was the command? swank, create the server. I think it said port 4096. Then it was some kind of like communication style. Can I remember what that was? Maybe it's in style. And then I don't want to like have to retype all this because I can't move around very easily in this particular box. Oh, maybe I put it in those notes over there too. And that was like here's one. What if I just do it on the default port because I don't care? So let's just do everything on the default and hopefully I don't get kicked out too fast. Oh man. So I don't know how to get up there, right? So let me just do it this way then. There, lazy way, I guess. Now, 4096. Go over here to this and say slang connect on the Windows side, and then localhost, and then 4096. Oh, it differs. Does it matter? Continue? Yeah. So my versions differ. I need to update one of them. I don't think that really matters though. So now I want to describe rat girl. And probably because I have. Oh, she's not even in there in that one, is she? Yeah, she is. I didn't type all that over here though, did I? Is that connected to the other one? Because I have two 4096s running because the Linux one's still running. So am I connecting to the Linux one when I just did that? I probably should have. So maybe if I come back over here and I'm in Portico, right? So if I say Alt X, I didn't type all that now. Well, I can check it out. I already know I didn't though. There's no describe rat girl in here. So I think right now what just happened was I chose the same port, and it actually is connected to the Linux one sitting over there. So let me exit out of here real quick. I guess I need to practice anyway if I keep messing up this much. And see, I tried to exit, but it's freaking out probably because this is still connected. If I say slime disconnect, will the other one have closed, I wonder? So I messed that up. So I'm just going to kill this one. And I'm done right here. So I have to go over here and do this junk again, man. And that was not in there. It was in DOS. Did I close my DOS window? I did. And then CD, what was it? Learn Lisp maybe. And then let's just type SBCL here in the DOS window. Alright, and then I had to say like QL. I want to say I had a quick load swank. And then we'll just do it the fast way. What was it? Swank. It's right there, I think, too. Create server. And this time it's the default one. And I didn't use the default one on the other one, hopefully. And I should, well, the other one I did 4042, so who knows what else is running around there. So here I'm going to say def r cat, give her a dog, call cat. And then now I should be able to, I did start it. So I come over here and I say, just comma, slime. I think this is a dead REPL, right? Let me try. Control G that. Yeah, so I'll next slime connect. And then it's going to say localhost. And this time I want 400, was it 5? Yeah. Continue anyway. Maybe it don't matter too much. And then if I say cat, it should be here, right? Yes. So now I'll just like, I don't want to type all that rat girl stuff out. So maybe one day I'll just start over in the series with rat girl and these images or whatever without having any source code to like call up. Now there's probably ways to like come over here and look at this stuff. So, like when it would work better if I was in, so I knew what I was doing. But I think there's like, you can come over here and there's keys you can hit. I want to say like, meta, I don't know if it was like meta M or meta dash. In Sly it was like saying stuff, but this might be Sly commands. I don't know how to do it here. Meta minus maybe, I don't know. There's ways to like meta dot, maybe even close to the source. So if I was just, but I don't have the source code. You know, this is weird. If there's not a file for me to go back to the source code, then maybe all I can do is like dissect these things by describing them. Like right here, it's trying to describe this function right here. I don't know if I try to say describe. What happens if I say describe? Get rat girl and try to give it that attack self. Because that's a lambda sitting there. Can I do this even? Oh, don't like that one. No, maybe not. So I guess I can just say like def r, or can I remember something? I'll just say org, def r org, big org, and then that's in the other window now. So just to show this, then I can call org, let's say, big, and then now I type a bunch of stuff in, and then I close out of here. I want to save it, so now we still have to try to test. Man, I should try to save that because I never did that, right? I was connecting to it, so I can't connect to it, but the important part was to try to save it out, I guess. But try to save it out after this too, I guess works. So how did we do that last time? I was to say like, I don't remember how to close a swing server. Where was that even at? This is why I should have took the notes. If I'm lucky, it's sitting inside this slime one over here, but I probably rebooted. No, I can't remember crap. I don't remember how to like do it, and I found it earlier. So on this side, I just disconnect, right? I wonder if there's a way for me to tell it, like, go ahead and take out swank. Slime. Or swank. Swank kill, man. No. Slime. There's just so much stuff. There's a disconnect. Documentation. I never talked about the hyperspect or any of the documentation. I haven't really done a good job of covering stuff, I don't think, but just messing with stuff, I guess. I'm just like learning and recording stuff, so who knows what'll be on here. I want to see like if I can kill a swing server here. Rep will kill. I'll kill input. So maybe this time I'll get lucky and when I disconnect. Oh man, I'm all over the place. Slime. Disconnect. Maybe all. And this time I want to close this particle. And then go back to the DOS SBCL. And this time I got like a swing close error, or swing close thing here. So maybe this actually stopped those dudes. And now I want to say, I might not have to stop swank on this side. Maybe it's not running anymore. Maybe it is running. The server might still be running, but that would give it multiple repos maybe, or whatever it's talking about. I don't remember. Like stop. Let's just try it first. So I think this is the top dude. I also kind of want to see if this works, if the other one will work. The executable one. Then maybe I don't have to go through all this trouble of loading it. Oh, I can just right click, I think. I don't even know where I'm at, but let's just call it rat this time. Theoretically, that could be rat girl one day. And then it looks like it exited out. So is there a rat in here? dir? Yeah, there's a rat.sbcl. So I should be able to say SBCL core rat. Oh wow, did it actually work? So did I put a cat in here, I think? And I put an orc in here maybe? Orc big, yes, big orc. So now it's working. So cool, so even on Windows we can just use these guys. And I don't know, I should write notes on the list, but probably one day again I'll go through this one more time and take my notes just because I at least want to be able to remember what I'm supposed to be typing or whatever. So I don't know, this is really what I wanted to do. Oh, I did not want to close those actually, right? Can I do this too now? So this other dude is saying this one, I think, the last dude. He's just saying to come over here and do this. So I'm not in Emacs. I didn't do any funky stuff. I just came back in here. And so this time I'm going to try this. It's just going to suck to type all this in this thing, but I probably could put it all in one line, right? Save, Lisp, and die. And then this time I'm going to call it rat.exe, let's say. Or I'll just give it rat girl, because the rat girls, man. Ratgirl.exe, and then I'm gonna say compression true. I don't want to compress it, I don't think. It'd be nice if it's smaller, but it probably takes longer to load every time I'm playing around. Maybe later if it gets real big. And I want to say, like, if I just say this lambda right here, the only thing that it was throwing me off before because I thought they were saying save this and only save this function, but I want to say this lambda top level lambda. I don't even want to put this in here because I don't want to mess stuff up. Maybe on the next time I will. I want to say it's just going to run this when it runs. Let me try it. Hopefully it doesn't mess nothing up. And this is a comment. This is a top level. Okay, that's not. I'm over here typing a comment all of a sudden. So lambda, and then I'll say print hello. No, I don't. Say ribbit. But it's rat girl. Oh well, I guess ribbit's in rat girl too. So print ribbit, and then 0, and then executable true. Oh, I can't even tell where any things are closing. Doesn't matter, hit enter. Now, if I type dir here, theoretically there's ratgirl.exe. So now maybe I can just come over here, let's say, and I'll just do it in the Windows one. So if I say we need to see users, ribbit face, oops, there's no tab completion here. Windows, what's wrong with you? Tab completion, guys. Put it inside your PowerShell and put it inside your run menus, please. Ribbit face, and is that where I'm at? Learn Lisp. Learn some lips. So now maybe I can just double click this exe right here. Oh no, I don't think it did anything. But I don't care if it does. I just want to test it out. So let me get out of some of this stuff because I probably need to reboot and do a bunch of other junk. At least I got a couple of those in there before I got sidetracked again. Okay, so I wonder. There's nothing else running. So I think that this would work on, I want to say this would work maybe on the Linux side because it's going to know where all this stuff is. But I think one of the issues right here is going to be that there was those DLLs and all the stuff that it doesn't know about, and so it doesn't know how to run that, and it's not giving me an error. So maybe if I knew where SBCL was, C, program files, maybe, and then right here I'll just start typing steel and 2, and see there's this contrib junk in here, and SBCL runs from right there. I don't know, like, but let's just say there's like DLLs or libraries somewhere that this thing's using somewhere, then maybe it needs to be in a certain folder. It's not put any funky arguments here though. I don't know who I copied that and not pasted it. Let me make sure I'm pasting the right thing in here just because who knows what I was doing. Paste, and then just do it, dude. And then try it from here. No, so I don't know. Maybe there's another way we have to do this or something, so I will try to actually do it in here though. Move it. Yeah. Now, I guess Linux won't want to care about no exe. So let me just get this out of here. Shift delete. And permanently delete that. I don't know. I guess that's far enough because I did one of the things I wanted to do. And I think it's maybe like the way the environment or something's over here. There's probably more stuff I have to save out for it to know where everything is. Because I didn't see anything inside that SBCL folder. I wonder though, I didn't have SBCL on the other one. So I ain't gonna do anything. I don't know. At least there's a supposed way to run an exe like this. And people are gotta be doing this stuff, so someone's doing it. I just have to keep digging around, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one because it didn't work. I think this is the one I was doing in the last video. It didn't work. I don't know if I uploaded that video. I tried to make another video, but it was like I spent like an hour at least just trying to figure like, it probably took me an hour at least just to say this, but the last time I didn't even get anywhere really. So when I sat down and started trying it again, I started recording a new one. Just because it was like a whole hour of me just fumbling around and didn't get anywhere. I don't know. Like, I'll just keep trying to learn this stuff, I guess. I keep saying like, I don't ever notice I say that word so much, but maybe it's because I don't talk too much, so usually kind of quiet. I can't even believe really that I'm sitting here talking about Lisp so much. I didn't think that I could. I was like, man, I don't even know if I could talk about Lisp for 5 minutes. So I'm really surprised that so far pretty fast. I already put up a lot of videos on this stuff, so I don't even know how I know so much about like playing around, but I used to mess around with like Paul Schill. He has this photo reading thing. I'll just show you something I do. I don't know if anybody cares about this stuff, but I want to say his name was like Paul Schill, and he did like oh, here it is. I think he was like a hypnotist and stuff too, but I mess with like this research, so many people and stuff. So photo reading, and I read the book about the book and the stuff, and then it's like half the book is about like people and their success stories or whatever, doing this junk or whatever, this photo reading stuff, and the other half of the book is exercises. And you know, I'm kind of let's say I'll research stuff, and then I learn something, and then I never use it, and then I'll go learn something else. It's the curiosity, I guess. How does this work? Why when I push a button does it do on the screen jump up and down or something? You know, so I go try to figure out all the stuff I wondered when I was younger, and then when I figured out, I never like do anything with it. So this book, I never read the exercises, but I remember the first two, the only ones that I read, and so I can remember those. And the rest of the book, I didn't ever finish it because it was like homework. Now you have to do homework, and you're supposed to do like all these like each day exercise, and half the book is just exercises. So one of the exercises was if you're ever in the passenger seat of a car, but not when you're driving, try to like look straight, but be able to read every sign you see like on the side of the street of what the street names are and signs and stuff by looking forward, and you're trying to like stretch your perspective, let's say. And then another exercise was, and this one's retarded, but this is the other one I did for a while, but you're supposed to like go for a walk around the block, walk around the block one way or whatever, and wear an eye patch on your eye, and go for like a 30-minute walk and wear an eye patch on your eye. But you have to keep the eye open that has eye patch on it. So this is supposed to be tricking the brain. Like if you close the eye, according to whatever, I think it was him that was saying this. This like I don't know. This is like 20 years ago when I read this book or whatever. Or I don't know if it's even that old, but it seems pretty old when I read it. Oh yeah, 1993, so it could be that long. So if you close that eye, then your brain stops processing the information for that eyeball. But if you leave it open and it's just darkened out, and the brain's still trying to process stuff, but only one eye seeing the stuff, and supposedly it opens your like stretches your perspective, like your peripheral view, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then you walk around the block or go back home the other way with the eye patch on the other eye. So I don't know. That's one of these things. Uh, and does this stuff work? I don't know. Like I didn't exercise it, so I can't sit here and say, oh, it won't work or whatever. But I can say there's another one. Oh, there was a guy. I want to say his name was Verl G. McBride, maybe. He was kind of interesting, and he I don't know. It took me a long time to find this book. So I tried to go everywhere and find this book. I'm pretty good at searching and finding stuff. And there was WorldCat that had if you go to WorldCat, I don't know if you've ever been there, but I want to say it's worldcat.org. And so I can come over here if I turn my script thing on and say like, just go away, dude. Why doesn't the people on the internet realize nobody likes pop-ups? We never liked them. We didn't like the JavaScript alert pop-ups. Another thing that kind of pisses me off sometimes, I don't want to get aggravated, but it's like back in HTML, before all this for junk stuff, like I'm just trying to highlight right here. Look how hard it is sometimes just to highlight what you want. I can't even get it over here. Maybe if I come to the back somewhere. Like, why is it highlighting all this stuff? So, like, I don't know. It's really annoying. Back in HTML, let's say 3 or 4, without your stupid CSS and trash everywhere, I could copy whatever I want. I could just do all kinds of stuff that ain't there anymore. And it's just annoying. So all you people making the internet, oh, do I even want to get in that? How retarded is it to have JavaScript? How retarded is it to have XML? How retarded is it to have HTML? And I'm trying to talk about him. So I thought this video was over, but I'm just going to ramble a little longer, right? So let me go back to Emacs. And we had an org file somewhere. Here's another thing. So did you see what just happened right there? Let me see if I can make it do it again. I have to close Emacs for it to happen. Okay, so I'll close Emacs just because I just opened it. Now I'm going to type Emacs. Let's say it opens over here. Now I just want to move it over here, but now it's like I want to like a manual tiling window manager. Maybe you can turn this off. I don't know by default. But since I move this window over here, Windows is like, do you want to move this window too? No, retard. If I want to move my other window, I will move the thing, Don't bug me about it. Like, I can move it around myself. Quit popping up on me. I don't know. They need to get rid of pop-ups. Sometimes I wish we were still using Gopher. I don't know if you ever mess with Gopher. I'll open some things over here. And Gopher. Was that actually a Gopher search engine? Chow's. So there used to be a Gopher protocol, if you don't know about it. It's before HTTP, let's say. And maybe you could say Mosaic is the browser that came around and ruined the internet because it gave us pictures. And of course, they had like dirty pictures and stuff that made the internet popular, maybe even. But before that, there was just like information being shared and stuff, and you'd have all this trash everywhere. Like sometimes I wish, like on this website, what is it? And then over here, I want to say this, what? So I just typed, I did, oh, well, I just on around right now. Maybe if I put the jibber there. Okay, so I want to say in here, let's just go pick something like, I don't know, because this is like, site's really old, so it's like from 2003, so it changes a little bit sometimes. But I want to say, nope, not that one. Here's one. So here's some Debian notes, right? So here's some notes on Debian. And it's cool because there's just this stuff, but it's all stupid right here, right? The colors or whatever. But what's cool about this is if I just take this right here and change this to TXT. Oh, maybe you can't read these. Maybe there's not one there. Let me try another one. I3, is it? Nope. It's probably around the same time. Bash, no. Z shell? Come on, give me another one of those. Xrandar? Oh well. Guess I won't be able to see it. IRC or U1? Here's one. And then maybe if I come over here again, try to put a TXT file here. So I guess they're just not readable or something. But there's like, I think this is like generated by text files in the back. So anyway, it would be nice if there's just like TXT files and all your information at least had to be in a TXT file so someone doesn't want to see all your trash everywhere. Anyway, World G. McBride wrote a book in WorldCat you can see. I tried to find this book for a while. I couldn't find it anywhere. And the closest place that at the time, it was like, I don't know, 2006, I think, or maybe 2008 or something like that. The only place I could see, like even here, you can't even see very many of them. This is the book I'm looking for. And if I click on it, it should show me. So Corpus Christi, Kingsville, right here. And I want to say there was one in Chicago, in Fayetteville, actually. I don't know which one it is. Not Fayetteville. It was in Naperville. Or, yeah, somewhere around there. Chicago. I don't know if I already passed up Chicago. Anyway, it had one, you know. And I happened to, my cousin moved to Chicago for a while, and I went to go visit her. And it just so happens, like I was waiting for this book for years, like at least 2 or 3 years before I got a hold of it. And I remembered here, like, so I was like, oh, there was this, like it was like maybe this, like, it was I want to say a Catholic church, so maybe this one right here. Maybe if this is close to Chicago or Naperville, then it's probably this school. And we were in a hotel, and I was like, oh, well, you know, I wonder how far I am from that college or whatever that had that book. And so when I looked it up, it wasn't very far. It was, I don't know, but it was during the winter, and I was like, well, maybe I can walk or something. I don't even know if like taxis are around, but I don't know about these Ubers and Lyfts or some stuff like that. It's probably not in existent yet. So I try to go walk in the snow, but it's like up to my knees and getting higher and stuff. So I was like, I give up. And then we were staying in a hotel because she just moved over there, and then she got a place. And when she got a place, this school is there's like where her condo or whatever is right here. Then there's this big field, and then right here is a school. And so I was like, I wonder if I'm closer or further. And when I went and looked, I'm 5-minute walk away from this place that I wanted this book. So I went in there, and I had a old maybe like Nokia phone or something. So I just took a picture of each page in the book, and because I couldn't read it that fast anyway. So this guy used to run around in schools, and he taught like people how to speed read, the kids to speed read and learn stuff, I guess. And he had like something where he was like, I'll just do an Emacs. So maybe I'll go to the scratch buffer. Control XP scratch. Oops. That's where I want to be. And so what I was after this book because some other guy, this other dude, Richard Welch or something, was talking about him for the Zox Pro thing. And this is where he got some of the stuff that he figured out about speed reading. He was rich. He became a computer nerd or something, wrote some program and got rich. And then when he retired, he heard about this guy and started researching some stuff. So he buys a speed reading book, a speed reading company. So he became like the second biggest speed reading company at the time. I think there was another lady. I think her name starts with R. I'm probably not going to be able to think of it right now, but she had a speed reading company too. So I think he was her main competitor. But he started creating this Zox Pro thing later on. And supposedly this guy influenced him. And this book, Damn the School System Full Speed Ahead, has like information. And since he was running around teaching kids, and I read on the internet, a lot of people were like, oh, when I was a kid, he came to my school and like, everything, all the stuff I learned, I'm so glad I met him and stuff. So I was hoping his book would have his curriculum in it, but it doesn't. it's just him describing some of the stuff he did in the school, so it kind of sucked. But like one thing he said was the best way to learn languages. I don't know if this is true or not because I never really mess with it. But it's like I am ribbit, let's say, and then you have your sentence sitting over here. So what you want to do is he did it one line at a time, but I want to do it one sentence by a time. So anytime I see a sentence, then have someone else that speaks that language, and so maybe I could be like yo soy ribbit or something, and then I don't know. Can I even type in Korean? I could say 안녕하세요. 저는 ribbit입니다 or something like that. And you can actually turn this stuff on. I just don't have it turned on. I could go in here and be able to type in Korean. But another way, like messing with languages and stuff, if you go to like translate.google.com, let's say, they had some other tools too. There was one called Transliterate that was pretty cool, but I think they moved it to like online tools or something. So, but like I can come over here and like, let's say I want to type some Korean, but I don't have my Korean keyboard sitting over here. And even if I want to put it in Notepad, I can come here, right? And so theoretically, if I come over here, let's just go to Korean real quick. And then if I pick this language and see this keyboard, now I can come over here. I can either handwrite in Hangul or I guess in Korean, or then come over here. But, how can I describe this? If you just took this picture and put it as your background, you could always have that back here. But what's cool about this, as long as this is open, and I come over here and type, I'll be typing Korean characters. And it likes this, like this for all kinds of languages, right? So if I try to like, I don't know if I can type in Korean, but because that's open, I could probably be like Notepad. Just see how good my memory is. I can't speak Korean or nothing, but for some reason, the Korean alphabet and me got along really well, and so I started like trying to learn Korean, and then I realized, oh, no, it's not easy. Just the alphabet's easy. So I made like this Macromedia had some like little things over here. So then if I come over here, oh, it's covering it. It's not gonna work. It don't matter. I'll just cheat and look or whatever. So I can be like on young, nope, young, nope. Nope. I don't know. It's been so long. So, so these are weird. You have to type them in these little syllable things. It's one of these right here. Oops, almost had it. Young. I don't want to say ha is white. Maybe this key and this key. Say. Nope. Say yo. There we go. 안녕하세요. And I could try to go a little further if I. Noon. No, I typed the N earlier. Where's the E? Noon. So 안녕하세요. Oh, I got rid of the other one. I think this is it. Noon. Imnida. How do I spell that word? I think it's a B. So it's this and the B. Where's the B? Oh man. If you don't type them right, then they'll like reformat M and then ni and then da, let's say. I don't know if I did that right, but we can maybe come over here and look. Hello, I didn't put my name. Chanoon, ribbit. I don't know how you do a ribbit in Korean, so let's just change that back to English, right? So if I close out of there, I'll be back in English. Ribbit. Hello, I'm Ribbit. There we go. Now, at the time, like they have Arabic here, but they didn't have Persian. So the language I was kind of playing with was Persian. So if I come over here and just start typing Persian, they have it here now, let's say. And if I swap and then put this into English, and then this keyboard right here, see? They have it now, but they used to not. And you can come over here too. But they used to have this other tool when they didn't have Persian over here, right? And I guess you could come over here and try to draw in Korean too. I probably can't draw in Persian, but if I say Google and then look for their transliterate google.com. I think they moved it to here. And maybe they do or don't have this. Now in this one, let's say, what's cool about this, because they didn't have it, but they did have this transliteration. So I could come over here, same thing, and say Persian. And then over here, what I'm going to type is, I'm going to type it in English. Baba Abdad. and then it'll put it over here for me, right? So now back then, if I would have to find out what I was saying or if I was doing it right, I'd have to come back over here and then paste it because they did have the oh, I misspelled Baba. Is that what happened? Did I? Because it shouldn't say Bob, right? Let me try again. Ba, ob, dod. There, that looks better. I guess Control T was what I was looking for. That should be Dad gave water. There we go. And so then, like, trying to learn stuff, what's cool about this, too, is, I don't know, but this right here, I found out just by researching stuff. If I was to go to Google and then now search for this particular thing and put it in quotes, like, home, end, home, end. It's weird the way this works. Oh, man. Because, like, I'm going to the left, and then I'll put this in here. I can show you a notepad in a second, but where's my cursor at, right? It's at the end. So it's just strange the way, like, some stuff works. But I'm trying to put that in quotes, so maybe I can try notepad real quick. And then a notepad, you can see how funky it can get, maybe. So I'm over here. I'm going left. I'm going left, and it's going right. I'm going right, and it's going left. So it's backwards. So if I hit home, it's there. If I hit end, it's there. So maybe if I put home here and put one. So I put it on the right, right? Can I undo that with Control Z? I'm on the right, and I put my quote here, but it pops up over there. So if you're to, like, mix your English characters with these, it gets real weird, too. So if I said, like, right here, I'll go like this. I can't even do it because it's backwards, right? So I want to go like this. I'll say ribbit. And then now watch. Ribbit. And then I'll put another word over here, let's say on the other side. And get over here and put some. And then put ribbit with a T, let's say. And now if I go left, and then, like, you know, the cursors are going everywhere. I'm hitting the right arrow, so I'm just going to hit left arrow, left, 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 and see how it's going to the right, left, 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 because one's left to right and the other one's right to left, I guess. So what I'm trying to do is put these quotes in here, and then maybe we could see, like, how you could go find a book if you go to the images, because that's a real popular term for, like, little baby books. And this is, like, probably first sentences or something they learn in middle school or whatever they're learning to read. So you can go find, like, just by typing that one sentence, you'll go find, like, preschool or kindergarten type Persian books or people talking about stuff. So I don't know. It's just interesting to, like, be able to find just little weird stuff that help you find stuff. Just because it's that one sentence, Baba Abdad. So I might have, like, little children's books or something I could go try to find. I don't know. So it's just, you know, I don't want to get into too much, but messing with languages is cool, programming languages and spoken languages. So what that guy was saying, I should have brought Baba Abdad over here, back over here to here, I guess. And then go like this. Dad gave water. I don't know how to say I am. But I did do it in the Korean one, right? Did I already close all that stuff out? Does I remember? So I can just have this over here for a minute. So I remember when I was typing in Korean. So let me just copy that and put it over here. I am ribbit. How would I say that in Persian? I don't know. I can't remember. And so right here you say, like, this is a subject, and this is I. I saw you ribbit. Yo soy ribbit. I am ribbit. Yo soy ribbit. So this right here kind of like our, let's just say subject, verb, object, right? This might be a subject, verb, object, unless you say that different there. But right here I'm saying, 안녕하세요, 저는 ribbit입니다. I guess 입니다 is like I am, so this is the verb right here, 입니다. 저는 is like saying I. 안녕하세요 is like saying hello. So I guess if I just copy this and then paste that back and then come over here and do this, and then if I got rid of this word. Now notice these were each individual characters, but they stack in syllables. So if I delete this one, I'm just trying to delete one of those symbols. Since they've already stacked, it'll delete all of them. And then right here, now they say like the same thing. So then maybe in Lisp we could make a translator to try to translate sentences. But if this is a subject, object, verb, and this is a let's say this is the verb, this is the subject, Chinoon I, and ribbit. So so this would be a subject, ribbit's the object, and the verb, subject, object, verb. Or this is a subject, verb, object. So then we can make some like function that says like, try to break these down, take out the pronouns and take out the verbs and take out the subjects and stuff, and then put them in a certain order where it'll try to make sense. But for, I guess, like right here, you could say, I just open up a slime REPL, or slide REPL maybe. I don't know. I don't really want to get into this right now, but it's just kind of interesting too, right? We could make that. I'll just go over here and put in an org file, maybe, because I was trying to talk about Earl, Burl or something. C users, ribbit, and then, man, gotta learn. And I think it was in here. I'm gonna say it was like Lisp Vid, right? And then so over here, I'll put another thing I want to do. I think I can just get rid of this line. And then down here, like create, like Korean, English, Spanish. I don't know if I can figure out Persian, maybe even Arabic, translator or something. And then now, but this is what this guy was saying. So if I was to go back over to this window, to the scratch pad, and I'll just, grab this. I'll just grab it all to remind me. And then come over here to this other window. And then put that under there, let's say. Now, get rid of that. Oh, no. What I was saying is like, so like if I'm like writing a sentence and then someone comes and translates that exact sentence. Let's say I write a paragraph and then someone that speaks Spanish comes back, and instead of translating that paragraph or translating the whole page, just translate, because this is what he's saying, just translate like one line at a time, I think. But I want to do it one sentence at a time because it probably makes more sense to me to break it up a sentence at a time. So you just put one sentence in the other sentence of each paragraph and toggling between two languages. And so I'd have ribbit in Spanish, or English and Spanish, and English and Korean, and English and Persian or something sitting here. And then you just read like this right here, and you just keep going and reading the English, and your eyes are just automatically going to pick this stuff up. Now, I guess the military at some point, I want to say the Air Force, they had this thing called like a tachyoscope or something, and then say like tachyoscope, Air Force. I want to say in World War II maybe. They were using this to train their pilots. So I'm not saying this works, I'm not saying it doesn't work. But, so they were using this. Maybe even over here we can see, maybe they have a picture one. So it's kind of like this little thing that flips images in front of you. And is this one whenever it got invented? So anyway, it's like a little projector thing that you'll flash. Kind of like the little things you put over your eyes. You put the little things that are round in the film, and you like click, 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 and it shows a little picture. It's kind of like that, but it's just a machine that just flips through this. And what they did is they try to get the firefighters to be able to recognize like the Japanese versus the American pilots as fast as they can. And so they're trying to they just flash it, and you got to put like, is it an enemy or not an enemy? And it's training you whenever you're flying. You're not flying right now, but you're just sitting in a room. All these guys are sitting in this room, and they're just all watching these pictures flap around. And the idea is if you sit there and you can spot these little planes and these big planes all the time, now whenever you're flying in your plane real fast and some plane starts flying at you, you have to be able to respond super fast, but you don't want to shoot your buddies down, so you got to be able to recognize these things. And so they were using this tachyoscope to like train the pilots to do stuff. Oh, and then later on, they start using them for speed reading comprehension. I don't know if you've ever seen like some of these little web pages or something. They'll speed read. It'll show you one word at a time. And you go through the paragraph real fast, kind of deal. And this is what the Paul Schill and then the Sox Pro guy are saying is you can just, when you look at a car, you don't say, hey, there's a tire and there's a window and there's a door and there's a hood. Oh, I know it's a car. You just know it's a car automatically with all the parts. So when I look at this page, why do I have to read one word at a time? Why do I have to even read one paragraph at a time? I should just be able to read the whole thing. That's kind of why I practice like this. So if I was to go get a PDF, for instance, I'll just use Sumatra. is a Sumatra PDF. It's not going to be in here because it's not my path. But it wasn't the other guy's path. Oh, I don't even have any books under him probably, so let me just go to say, see where our book's at. Oh, and I found out earlier, like, it's Alt P to get rid of that. Because that was annoying me earlier. See, I'll go, not downloads. Where is that at? See, that would be in Learn, but I think I put in stuff in this computer. Learn, no, it was in books. Let's just go see some Lisp books. And then, like a crash course in Lisp. I want to open it up in Sumatra. You can always open up PDFs in that, I guess. And that's not what I want to look at. It's not a book. Astoria tutorial. Allegro. So there's that one that costs money. So here's like a free book at least. So not being too bad of a person. Now what this was saying is you just, this is how fast. You're supposed to flip through pages. So the Zox Pro training I never did, but maybe when I get a webcam, I can show you like folding a piece of paper up one training. And another one was just get a book and you got to do it 30 times a day for like every day of your life or for a year until you're, until you're good enough that you believe it or don't want to do it anymore. And I don't know if this is why, like, how can I talk about Common Lisp so much? I'm kind of freaking out, but, maybe because anytime I ever came across a Common Lisp book, this is what I do. And this is kind of like Zox Pro. So, I don't know. Like, this was their thing. So, this dude, Richard Welch, I want to say, is a guy that researched that Virl G. McBride and talked to some, like, Air Force pilot, and when he started talking about it, he's like, yeah, you're on your thing. So they had this Zox Pro thing, speed reading. And what you're just trying to do is like trick your brain to think that it can just inhale all the information. So if you read real fast or you read real slow or you speed read, like speed reading a lot of time, you don't have long-term comprehension, but you have short-term comprehension. So for like the next week or something, it's real good. So speed reading is a lot of time people are cramming for stuff like the speed read because if you speed read that. But then a year later when you try to access that information, it's harder to get to, even though you pass your tests for it and stuff. And this is why later on after school or some stuff, people will like forget stuff, I guess. But what this guy is claiming is if you just learn to read these things real fast, and you have a book, you even turn it upside down, and you're not even trying to read the book, you're trying not to read the book. And so there's like a cadence. You don't even try to read it. But you want to flip through each page, like 1 second for each page, basically. And I don't know. So I've done this. So I'm supposed to do this 30 times a day for a year, let's say. And it could be the same book or a different book. It doesn't really matter. But I never do this except for like, maybe once a year I'll do this with a real book. And every once in a while when I download a book, especially like a Common Lisp book, I've just kind of always done this. Anytime I came across a Common Lisp book, I just go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 relax, 1 recall, 1 trigger, nice and smooth. Keep up the pace, lock in now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 relax, 1 recall, 1 trigger, nice and smooth. Keep up the pace, lock in now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, whatever. And so I'll go down. It takes forever. It's even annoying doing it in a PDF. So just think how annoying it is doing it in a real book. But so I don't know if that actually helped me or not, or just maybe my brain when I research stuff that I'm interested in, I just remember that stuff. And that's why if you see me sitting here trying to like type stuff in, it's just because I like try to inhale all those Common Lisp books over the years like that. I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about. I want to do something on like searching the internet and stuff, but that's gonna be like a whole series because there's this dude, Fravia. Maybe I talked about him in another video, but he was kind of like a grandpa to me, I guess. As far as I didn't know my grandparents very well, but he taught me how to like search the internet. When I first got on the internet, I was kind of late. I don't think I got on the internet till 2001 maybe, and then I never liked to read, so I never really read a book or anything in school. I didn't graduate and go to college or nothing like that. So then when I found the internet, I'm like, what? Do I like to read? And so I started like reading. And then I was trying to get in all this like hacking and cracking at first, and a lot of times it's in Russian or some other thing, different languages, even a lot of hacking sites in Korean and stuff. So if you see me over here like messing with languages, it's more than likely, except for Spanish, because I live in Texas and California and stuff. But the rest of the languages are, except for Persian. But even then, there's a lot of stuff hacking stuff in Persian once you like know where to look, I guess, or how to search for stuff. So what it's like is like Bill Gates and all these dudes, Hewlett Packard, and even Steve Jobs is like a con artist and stuff. So He's like the world's most popular or modern, world's most popular modern con artist that everybody liked, I guess, or at least some people did. Like I don't know if you ever like researched some of the stuff about him, but he did a lot of interesting stuff. He was a visionary, but at the same time, it was like someone else telling him, "Hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Just go around and learn everybody's department because you're kind of useless." And so he went around to everybody's apartment and kind of bugged them, but he learned all this stuff and became like, even from the beginning, he was. The genius was Woz. So Woz was the genius. But he took off. But I don't know. This guy, when he talks, sometimes almost makes me cry just because I don't know what it is about him, but it's like you can feel him speaking from the heart. And like some of the stuff that like Steve Jobs did, and this guy don't even care. He's like, dude, are you kidding? I was just playing around, having fun. He came around, and then because of him, I'm like a millionaire and stuff now. So I don't really care about negativity. But I don't know. A lot of dudes, maybe one day. Oh, another person. It's really cool. Douglas Engelbart. This is a guy, and Fravia too, but this guy too, are people I wanted to hunt down before they died. I knew they're getting old. I knew they're going to croak soon. But I was just kind of hid in the shadows and never went out. But this dude, Douglas Engelbart's got to be one of the there he goes. Coolest dudes that probably a lot of people never heard of. But he invented the mouse even, so he passed away in 2013 or something. But this guy, I mean, look at all the stuff he's got. I don't know if he's talking about the mouse here. So here's the early mouse right here. It's just like a little gear sitting here. Has only one button, but they don't have this stuff here. This is just stupid. Come on, man. Do they have his page? Maybe there's like a Douglas Engelbart page or something. And this guy, he created an operating system. This is the mother of all demos right here in 1968 or something. And the stuff he was doing, you can go to YouTube actually. It's like an hour long and probably boring to most people out there, but unless you go to YouTube, let's say, and then type in the mother of all demos. And like this dude's not at the location. So in 1968, he is at a different location, and basically he's doing a teleconference with video, and there's an auditorium, and everybody else in the auditorium is just sitting inside the auditorium here. I want to say it's like 2 hours long almost. So it's almost as long as my videos, I guess. But man, he's so interesting. And some of his see how he's overlaying? Like he's just doing video. He does a like video of someone else. He's overlaying this little thing over top of the mouse and stuff. This is stuff that like Windows can't even get right today. And this guy was doing this in his own operating system called NLS. It was online system or something like that. I want to say, but there was already one called offline. So OLS was taken, so he put NLS for online. But I don't know, I recommend if you're a nerd and don't know about him to research that dude. Like, he's like doing word processing. Also, he has hyperlinks. So like they got Tim Berners-Lee or whatever gets like a lot of credit for doing. This dude had it all already. He was already like hyperlinking stuff everywhere. And he's got this little macro thing. I don't know if they'll show it, but it's probably over here. Oh, he did all kinds of crazy stuff. Do you have his like inventions and stuff? About maybe? I don't know. It's kind of annoying. So Douglas Engelbart's, I want to say his first mouse was a laser pointer. So, now we use. Come on, somebody have a museum of this guy somewhere with the stuff I want to see. So here's this NLS system. He had a 3-button. Here it is. This thing's so cool. Now, here's his keyboard. Here's his mouse. Notice this is like probably in the 60s even. He's got 3 buttons already. And Mac's still running around with 1 button and shit. So these right here are little buttons. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one for each finger. Think of this as macro keys. So if you're ever in some editor like Vim or Acme or SAM or Emacs or whatever, and you have like macros or even like in Lisp macros, right? So these control alt and all this stuff. He's programmed these to be whatever. So notice like this guy's doing half the demo and never touching the keyboard. He's like editing text, doing all kinds of stuff without even having to type. It's just so crazy. So What happens is if I hit Control Alt P, it might print, right? If I hit Windows R, it might bring up this screen right here. So just think if you push this button and the A key, then it can modify the A key. But what if I push these two down in the A key, or these three down in the A key, or this one and this one down in the A key, or all five of them down in the A key? It's going to modify this. So talk about a learning curve. You think like Emacs or Vim are learning curves. This whole operating system is built like this. It's going to be a maniac. So now, since he can do all this stuff, like down here some letters and stuff to cut and paste and do whatever, right? But now if he hits this, let's say his finger's on the right mouse button, but if he holds down his thumb right here and holds down this finger, let's say, maybe even this finger, so let's say he's holding these three down at the moment because it doesn't look like he's holding this one down, maybe not this one. But if he's holding these three keys down and hits this mouse button, it's different than if he hits the mouse button by itself. It's different if he just puts this one down or this one down or whatever kind of combination he's got. You can put these two mouse buttons down and these two in the middle right here. It'll do something, whatever, you know? It's like this crazy system where this dude doesn't even really have to type to get around and move around and edit and move stuff around. I don't know. He's just so cool. So, he had, so here's like one of the first mice. So here's my favorite one. Man, I wish this would take off. So first I want to say he did a laser pointer. But when you take a laser pointer and you put it at a chalkboard and try to point at a letter, your hand's all shaky. So just think if you're trying to like use your hand pointing a laser at the monitor to click on text and stuff in his little like hyperlinked operating system like Word Docs and Google Docs and all the stuff he was doing it back then in the 60s and stuff. That demo was in 68, but his operating system was around. That's when he was like showing it off to a crowd. And to do this, there was no internet and stuff. So like the TV, I think the TV companies had to run lines or something from one location to the other. So it's all sophisticated, but the stuff he was doing is just crazy. So this one right here is a knee. So here's the joystick mouse too. So I guess the joystick people didn't like that because it's kind of like funky using your Xbox controller to like edit text or something maybe, and especially in some old school stuff. But this one right here is the coolest one because basically this is a thing you put on your knee. You move your knee around left and right to move your mouse, and you move your knee up and down to move your mouse up and down. So this means that while he's typing, so while he's sitting over here typing, he could also be moving his mouse around and doing stuff. So he can you're just now both your hands are over here and you're typing around, playing your game and using your knee to like aim and stuff. I don't know. This is just so far like ahead of his time that there's not even no one on the planet that I know of that's like messing with this. So I wanted to build this, and I was going to 42 Silicon Valley for a while and I bought the parts. And there's this like super genius over there. So I was like, man, Douglas Gilbart's alone. He hadn't seen that. So I bought the parts for me and him so we both could build these. And then COVID came around. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. He did a bunch of other stuff. He was messing with all kinds of other stuff. But that's I guess the most interesting to me is like his macro system, his operating system, and the, dude, are you telling me I don't have to like take my hand off my keyboard and I can still move my mouse around? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder like if I had two of these, one on each, because right now we just have one mouse and control it. Maybe if I put another mouse over here, then the two mice are going to fight each other. What if you just put like two of these and you can have two mice? So you can like click over here and click over here real fast or something, and never even have to take your hand off the keyboard. I want to say like you tap your heel or you tap your like left foot or your right foot or something, like do left clicks and right clicks. You can tell like this guy even back then had like a 3-button mouse. So, he was like pretty crazy. And then if you're just curious, this is the guy I learned to search the internet from. Search Lures. I don't even know if he has any sites up. I want to say you have to go like Search Lures now. I think all his other sites are down. He passed away in 2009, I want to say. We could probably find a mirror somewhere. Which one's open? Is that the one that's open? Here we go. We got one. Oh, this is way back crap. I guess that's good enough. I don't know. Like someone else has a better mirror though, probably. That thing's so slow. So here's someone else, like lost but not. He affected me. He affected a lot of people's lives though. I found out later after he passed away. This org dude wrote some like cracking tutorials a long time ago. You know, even talk about like why when you go in a grocery store, why is it that like the vegetables are always right there on the right, and they all seem to like, the bread's always over here when you're walking in. So the smells and the colors and all that stuff are the reason why they're all laid out the same way, because it's like just messing with your head type of deal. I don't know, but he was a cool dude. And so here's like one of his mirrors, let's say, or mirrors you can go to. He has like a peculiar taste, and he's real rhetorical, so sometimes it's kind of annoying. But it's almost like his stuff is so mazy and messed up that if you can learn to navigate his site, you should be able to learn to navigate any site. And years later, I was wondering, like, man, I wonder if that's why he's built his page like that. You know, there was a rose on here somewhere. This is the one where he passed away. So I'm gonna put up some stuff on there. Now we're back in the stupid Wayback Machine thing. But I want to say on the first page there's a rose. See if I can find rose. So it's right here. Kind of lays out some of the stuff. And then like Webbits, search engines. So you can see like the search engines he was messing with back then. They're probably all mostly gone. Some of them were like not even text driven. They were like graph driven and stuff. But then you can come over here, and here's like how many people are using search engine at a time. And he was one of the people that like was saying like Google used to be a good search engine, and then at one point in time around, I don't remember what year it was, they dumped a bunch of trash in there, I guess because of the advertising crap and stuff, and they got, you know, now they're making big money. And so then you can kind of see where here's the stuff at the time that was in Google, here's the stuff that's in Yahoo, here's the stuff that was in MSN, here's the stuff where they cross, right? And this is this cool one, which was one of the search engines right here, Seal or whatever. I don't even know if that thing's still around, but look how big it was. So maybe it's something to check into. Like indexable bulk, and then the deep hidden web back here. So look at the search engines aren't covering very much of the stuff that's out there. So I have websites out there that most people don't know about, or someone else might have stuff and stuff like this. So there's a lot of stuff that search engines don't know about. And maybe one day I'll jump on my FreeBSD box and show you all the people that like that might even. That's not how I found out about LookSmart, because I think I read probably a talking about this. But I found so many search engines I've never heard of just by watching my web server and seeing like bots come in and crawl. Because if you put something popular up, then they're nonstop. Like Google and Yahoo and all these Chinese and Russian search engines will, you know, I don't know. I don't know how, like, I have mixed feelings about, like, Google doesn't have to ask permission to come in and download. Like if I have like 2 gigs worth of data on my stuff, and then now there are search engines over here, you know, if I'm updating my stuff daily, crawling my stuff every day, and it's like, you know, these people are ripping bandwidth, and so I'm the one paying for the bandwidth, and they're the ones getting like rich off of the stuff they find off the internet or something. But of course, I'm like thankful, because if we didn't have search engines, especially like Google, then it'd suck. And there's a lot of tricks and stuff you can use. There's a lot of little things you can do in Google, but I won't go over that right now. But one of them's like, let's just say, uh, I want to learn Python for some reason, and so where would I go to look for a Python book? I can go to Amazon because I don't know what to get, right? I think I heard Python's a programming language, let's say, and I come over here and just turn this on so it doesn't bother me in a minute, and I'll say like Python, and then you'll see this is a bestseller. So what if I wanted to see what was in this book right now? And then here's another one, automate the boring stuff with Python. I like automating stuff. So let me just go grab this. Now I could go to a torrent, I could go to LibGen, I could go to all these places. But if the book is popular enough, and usually, like if it's some other book, maybe some course books you'll find like this too, but mostly you'll find computer books. It's the other way to find other stuff, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say index of, and almost everybody knows about this, I guess, but just in case someone doesn't know about this. The cool thing about this is, if I come over here to Amazon and I look for Python, this is the coolest thing I think about this, is, would you get out of the way? If I come over here and type Python because I'm looking for a Python book, what am I going to get? Probably a bunch of Python books, but I don't know what else I could be looking at. But let's say people who are interested in Python, some of them are interested in, let's just say Ruby or something. or Perl or whatever. Then if I use this other trick over here, and let's just go see what's here right real quick. Now, it's like a spy versus cat versus mouse type of deal. If you start using these tricks, like, people will start flooding them with trash. And so I'm just going to click on a couple that I think might be real and try to stay away from the ones I think are fake, let's say. I don't know, I'm not seeing much stuff here. This one's gone. It's just so slow, I swear. They're dead, I guess. I don't know, maybe this trick doesn't work as well as it used to. Maybe I want to put like .pdf right here. And then I don't know if I can go in the cache here, but maybe even it's like archive.org or something might have something in here. I don't know. See script D maybe. But they want you to like pay or something. There's ways to get these books too. Maybe one day I'll show you how to get this book out of here. Show what's there. It's not. Just see. Like, why is it not picking that up? That's really weird to me. Maybe Google pull some. What if I try the other guy's thing? Let me try Look Smart and just see if it's giving me better results. I don't even know if this stuff works over there, but that looks like it was the same one I saw over there, right? So yeah, I'm just not getting very many of them. Maybe that one looks like junk too, but there's not very many here. So that's interesting. So the other side I was looking at. Maybe, I don't know if Archive is like pulling some of these old things in. You know, I'm on Windows too. Some of these guys, they like don't let you see it if you're on Windows, so. But I'm really surprised that book's not coming up. So maybe I'll like take off the parent directory thing. Just to get a little bit more. I was trying to find the back end of this stuff. So just digging around a little bit. 462 pages. And we come down here and there's the book finally. I was beginning to doubt whether I find this sucker. Now, like what Fabio was like, don't even bother downloading the book. Just, read it while you want, and then later on, once on the web, always on the web, right? So you don't even have to download it. There's no reason to like download stuff and have it on your hard drive. Just, here's the book. Want to come back and read it tomorrow? Come back over here. Now what I was saying is, let's just see if this works. So, and we can maybe use that to go find other books or something. So what happens is, what we want to do now is pay attention to the URL up here, and we want to get rid of this. Let's say. And this is a WordPress, so it's probably not going to let me, just unless this guy has his stuff turned off for some crazy reason. They usually don't. So here's the thing. A lot of times, someone who wants to sell you something doesn't let you see this. They want you to see the Amazon looking thing. But the people who just like want to see their files or don't care, like, or maybe want to share their stuff. And so if you want to see what the name of these books are, you'd just look down here at the very bottom. So that's the name of the stuff or whatever. Those are pings though. So this looks like it might be like a picture of each one of these books. The pages in this book or something, I don't know. There's enough of the pages to do that. But we know that the other one was there. But now if we say like, maybe this one's not a good example. And so you can tell by the file size maybe which ones are the actual PDF. Like that's probably a PDF, see? And then let's just go down here for a minute. There's a bigger one. This might be an actual book. Yes, PDF. Keep on scrolling. There was an 8 meg somewhere. I think I just saw one. But here's a 2 one. So learning PHP 7. So I wasn't looking for JavaScript books, right? I didn't know what I was supposed to be looking for. And this guy has a really horrible directory listing. Most of the time they're better than this. But so now we go to like 2018 instead of that month. And then you'll probably have like other folders sitting here. So this is a good way to go around and find stuff, especially when it's in a better format. So let's just go back over here and see if there's like learning Python. That'd be a hard one to find. But the name of it is too like generic. So let's just see if someone has this one. So we'll just use this one too. And then see, I just don't like the way this one's viewed. But that doesn't mean you want to come in here and look around. And it's not labeled and stuff, so I'm just going to get out of there. We saw the book I was talking about. I'm going to go to Google again and say index of... And usually I put it this way, so maybe it's because I put it in the wrong order. I wonder if that made a difference. Oh, and I forgot to show you why I was putting this here, I guess. And so I forgot to put this over here. And then I don't want to put file type PDF because you can, but then it's going to try to like show me just the PDFs. And people know about this trick. See, Google's like, what? I've been searching this whole time about Common Lisp. Oh man, Google hasn't bothered me, but because I'm using this trick, Google's like, are you a real person? Yeah, but if I wasn't, I could still have a bot to do what I want. It's not something you can stop anymore. So this is probably a PDF if you see at the bottom. It's a PDF, but this is some dude, probably the PDF's talking about this other book. That's not what I want. I think that was one of the other sites. And let's see what this says. So down here, it's not like a file. So yeah, it looks like Google's like ripping some of these type of things out. But also I put the file type PDF here. Instead I want to put .pdf because that'll make the results different. And so here's like index of sorted books. What are you just going to find in here? So this is the difference between like going to Amazon or even like one of these other sites where you actually have that stuff. Now this is just like sorted books. So if you have sorted books, those are unsorted books, I wonder. That may or might not be there, so no, it's not. So 200 ways to revive a hard drive. Maybe maybe my hard drive broke and I need that. I never even thought about like looking for that book or whatever. Automate the boring stuff with Python. Is that the real book? Just to see if this is a real site or not. And then we can pick up EPUB, Mobi, or a PDF. And then once again, do we get our book finally? 505 pages, so I'll say yeah it is. And he's just got a slow server, right? So there's the book again. I don't even have to download the book, you know? Like, there's some reason for it to be in my hard drive. You just come down here, you see like I'm on page 60 or 70 now. But because this guy has this book now, I know it's like a legit, it's just slow. Then I can come back over here to the books, let's say. And then look around. Just see if there's maybe something else. Illustrations, Bash cookbook, Big Data Bootcamp, I don't know, Bitcoin for the whatever, Black Hat Python, ooh, maybe that one's a cool book. I didn't even know to look for that, you know? Classic shell scripting, yeah, Closure, ooh, there's a type of Lisp right there. We're talking about Lisp. Let's just see if there's any Lisp books in here. I don't see any, so how many Closure books are in a scheme? Nope, and Closure. Here's a cybersecurity that looked kind of cool just now. Where is it? Cybersecurity testing evaluation guidebook. Okay, I don't mind reading something like that, you know. And then let's just see if there's any Closure stuff. So see, like it's not showing the. Maybe I hit F3 in here. So it's kind of annoying because I can put like JavaScript to sit here and stop the search or something maybe. So there's another way I can try to do this. Let's just hit a slash here, and then say like Closure. See if this one works better. Oops. Closure. So sometimes the other one don't work and this one will. But the way around that might be to like look at the source code over here. And then now I'll say Closure, let's say. They don't want me to see their Closure books with the search. I'll just go in their source code. And here's the source code. Here's my Closure book I want to look at. So now I can hit F3. and go like look at the different closure books that are in here. You can kind of just tell whenever this moves when I start over. So I'm down here. If I go back up, then I've gone through here already. So I hit escape up and then say like same thing, Control F. Or this time I'll do the quick search. Look for Lisp this time. I'm not seeing any of this stuff in there. Or Scheme. Nope. But there was like cybersecurity and cracking and hacking and stuff. So that's something else to keep in mind. But so yeah, there's closure books. If I dug around over here, Applied Cryptography might be a cool book. What else? I don't know. I don't really want to get into like how to find like stuff right now anyway. Oh, like I don't know if they still do this or not. I think they stop people like me from coming in here and they ask you to like ask for it, right? But right here it's like when somebody cried about their digital millennium crap, right, in the DMCA. But you can actually used to be able to just come over here and look at the DMCA complaints. And then like here's this dude, right? Whoever. It's like becoming a graphic digital designer, a guide to careers. Wow, these are the places they're telling Google that has the stuff that they want Google to take down. But since I can read this, now I know where I can go find your file, you dummy. So here's another person. Oh, it's the second copyright claim. Oh, the third person. So this is like majoring in psychology. And these stupid books, like this might be like a Wiley book, so it's probably like someone's course book. These things are like $100s and $200. Like what? Suckers, you can find them right here apparently. So like they're trying to get it taken out, but this guy's listing all the stuff where his stuff is pain-free biochemistry, blah 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 blah. And he's like, these are all the people who have my book. I want it taken down. Well, thanks for letting me know where your book is now, buddy. I don't know. I don't want to be too crazy on here. But like the web was invented to share stuff, and then these monsters come around and try to make it profit and turn half of it into porn and the other half into like commercialized just trash, with junk everywhere. It's just a way, and I still didn't show you. Maybe if I go back over here. The way I'm finding these, right? Where's that one at? Here. The reason I was able to find that book, I guess, is if you come up here, see where it says parent directory, and see where it says index of name. So Apache, IIS, a lot of these web servers have this in their directory listings, and some particularly trying to go over here. Now people know I do this, people do this, so they'll go over here and try to make sites that have these words in it and have some books or something, and you're going there and they're fake. That's why I was trying not to click on all of them. Some of them I can recognize when they're fake or whatever, just from like playing around with this stuff. But the cool thing is you'll just find like books that you didn't know you were supposed to be looking for, like the 21st Century Robot. I would never thought about looking for this book, or the 30-second architecture. So this is like just finding like, if I find someone who's interested in BSD, and he had some Lisp books in here, he has Clojure books and BSD books, so we're already like, maybe he has some other stuff that I would want. Crazy Rich Asians, I don't know if I'd want that one, but Crypto Hackers Manual sounds cool, Databases for small businesses. All right, I need to learn a database. Deep learning with Python. I don't know anything about deep learning, so maybe that would be something I'd want to check out too, and I never even think about like looking for that stuff. So it's just a different way to find stuff that you didn't know you wanted to find, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And some of these guys, you can't even go to their website. Like, I don't know. I don't want to like start blabbing out about different sites and stuff, but if you were like use Linux or something, you'd be able to see some of the sites when I went to there that weren't working possibly. Because some guys will be check to see what browser you're using and what operating system you're using and block everybody that's using certain operating systems and stuff. And so this dude right here is the guy that taught me how to search the internet. And so you see like other people, I guess these are all the other people that had been into his stuff and probably were affected of it. So I don't know. There's mirrors out there, and he's got an old reversing site too. And I don't know if this is still a search engine or whatever. So there's another one. I've never like seen anybody else talk about this. It was like a bot. So you actually, I don't know, it might not be one of these that are in here. This one right here was a cool one for a while. I don't know if I can see. what I'm looking for, but there was a search engine that you go into your email and then you email the bot and tell it what you're looking for. And then it comes back like a couple hours later or minutes or whatever. Sometimes it'll take a while, maybe a day. It gathers up all the information and sends you back all the links. So it's like a search engine, maybe a precursor to a search engine. I don't know, but it was through like you would mail this sucker. I don't know. This site's just so like hard to look around. But then he has like, this is like for fast. But if I went back and I searched for something in his Google, I guess he's got two different ones. Simple Google search or these different things. And then he'll like, you'll click on one of these things sometimes, what you're looking for, and it builds out. I don't know, maybe I can try this one. What if I was to say like, I'll just say Common Lisp because that's what I'm interested in, let's say. Watch your trash, dude, come on. So it's not. So this is just taking you there. But some of his like webbits maybe, it'll have like these crazy search strings. So if I was to go back to that rose, I think it was on this page. Go to webbits maybe, it'll show an example of what I'm trying to say. So you do these crazy search strings of how they find stuff. And they used to have like a competition where you search by images. So I never really thought about that, but someone describes the search, right? Like a picture of a, someone describes like a picture that they want you to find, and they'll describe it, and somehow you gotta like take their description and then search and try to find the exact picture that they're looking for. So here might be one. I don't know if the like Google searches still do everything, but see right here, you're saying like Aqua Barbie MP3 or MA4 or OGG or InTitle index of, because you can do the InTitle too instead of the index of I was using. Because whenever you click on this link right here, like if I click on this link, when I go there, it becomes the title up here, right? Sometimes. So this is like searching the title, but you can also search in URL. So this is like searching the title, which we see up here. So Steve Wozniak is in the name of this title. So he's just, you know, oops. Is that the, oh, this one. So I don't know what that MP3 is, but I don't know. It's just, he has interesting ways. And so you can see right here, he's saying he was looking for something that's high quality. So he's looking for it to be bigger than 4 megabytes. So he's looking for this, the name of this song. He wants it to be an MP3 or an MA4 or an OGG format. And he's pulling the index of and InTitle index of in a different way than I was. He doesn't want it to be Metallica though, because maybe Metallica has some kind of Aqua or Barbie in one of their titles. And then it wants to be bigger than 4.6 megabytes, so it's not some little rinky-dink. And then you can see right here, there's an Aqua Barbie girl right here. So I don't know what these are. I don't really care about the music right now. I was more interested in like books, but geez, I don't know how long this video is going to be either. It's kind of retarded how I go through all this stuff. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to be learning Common Lisp though, so let me get out of here and at least title this. Like start off doing this so I'm not saying, hey, come learn Common Lisp, and I'm talking about stuff that everybody knows or something. So anyway, thanks, ribbit.